Difference between necrosis and apoptosis. Necrosis is always pathologic, but apoptosis is pathologic as well as physiologic. Necrosis is pathologic. What are those pathology? It may be ischemia, toxins, trauma. And for apoptosis, the physiologic is embryogenesis and hormone driven, and pathologic is DNA damage, protein misfolding, and infection. What are the mechanism of necrosis? In necrosis, there is membrane damage, cellular protein leak, and degeneration, cellular protein degeneration. There is lysosomal enzymatic degradation. There is cellular content leakage. So membrane damage, cellular protein denaturation, lysosomal enzyme activation, and cellular count leakage. And apoptosis, there is intrinsic pathway due to cytochrome C leakage from the mitochondria, and extrinsic is a death receptor activation by the external ligand, and there is caspase cascade activation. The morphology of the necrosis is cellular swelling, nuclear shrinkage and fragmentation and dissolution, and increased cytoplasmic eosinophilia, and there is always an inflammation. But in apoptosis, there is cellular shrinkage, nuclear shrinkage, fragmentation, there is cytoplasmic bleeding, apoptotic and body, and there is no inflammation. If we say it in a simplified way, like necrosis is pathologic and apoptosis is pathologic and physiologic, the pathogenesis is all about the membrane damage, cellular protein degeneration, ATP depletion, and apoptosis is all about intrinsic extrinsic pathway, and there is the DNA breakdown for necrosis is random and diffuse, but apoptosis is internucleosomal cell size. There is in necrosis there is cellular swelling enlarge, but in apoptosis it is shrinkage, and the nucleus has a three thing in necrosis: pycnosis, karyorrhexis, karyolysis, but in apoptosis only pycnosis and fragmentation. In necrosis, plasma membrane is disrupted, but in apoptosis, plasma membrane is intact. Cellular content leak out in necrosis, but apoptosis intact. And in necrosis, there is frequent inflammation, but in apoptosis, there is no no inflammation. Apoptosis does not elicit inflammation, but necrosis